Hello and welcome to a game of the Reversed Captainsmode tournament, the third edition of the AtoD. We've got ourselves a game between Mouzsports and the Retry. We just saw Mouzsports already in a match against IC Cup. And I won't spoil the ending for you, because you can check it out later on if you want to on my YouTube channel. But Mouzsports, the Retry, PGG's team. As I can't tell you the results of PGG's team so far. They have played 2 games and they have lost both. So we're gonna see if they can get themselves some points, because they really need it if they want to continue on this competition. This is of course Group Europe. We're still in the group stages. The group stages will end later on this week, and then we will be going into the playoffs, which are, by the way, not casted by me, but probably by Toby, as he was supposed to be casting today as well, but wasn't able to make it, so hereby standing in once more, as there is 2 other English casters for this game as well, and 4 more games to come later tonight, because we're gonna have 3 games more to come, including this one, so 4 games today in total. Boburg and Epi are both casting these games. So, quick rundown of the way this works. As you already see the draft going on with some pretty crazy heroes. We have got a Reversed Captainsmode. So the heroes that you see drafted here, this is, you see the white lining, this is meaning Mouzsports is their turn to pick. Everything they pick though will appear on the other side, because that is gonna be the heroes that the Retry has to play.
10 seconds remaining.
So that's the way that works, and they're not free to pick anything they want. Well, in a way they are, but they are forced to pick for their opponent at least 1 agility, intellect, and 1 strength hero. So each attribute at least 1, and then next to that they're forced to pick 2 ranged heroes for their opponent team. So that is the way this works. We're gonna be seeing again a Meepo and a Medusa ban. We've seen that, well, basically every game we had so far. Bloodseeker and Spectre not making it through again. And Mouzsports get themselves handed the Huskar by the Retry. As, well, pretty solid hero to give away. If he doesn't get a good first start, he's gonna be the suicide hero of the century. He doesn't have a disable, and he actually doesn't help himself that much in fights if he's not really having that big of a start. He can't really do that much because most of his abilities cost his own life. We're gonna be having Mouzsports giving away the Antimates and the Phantom Assassin. Let's see what they're gonna be doing with that. We're probably gonna be seeing them doing a bit of the same what they did last time. Just wait and see which 3 heroes they get first from the Retry, and then the last 2 heroes that they pick up for the Retry will be making sure that they have something to counter that. As we still have the Necrolite in the pool, something that is of course a counter towards the Huskar, so that is something that Mouzsports does not want to give away. But it's still a fairly decent one to give away for the Retry, unless, well, we just saw Mouzsports running it mid. It's definitely not a bad hero. As, I mean, the whole thing in Dota is that nothing is supposed to be a bad hero. Everything should be having this one thing that the hero excels in, at least one, and sometimes more. But yeah, we're gonna see it. Huskar, of course, already a hero that can go mid, can go off lane, can go safe lane solo. But the downside is you kind of have to put him solo. Doesn't matter where, he needs that early start. And you can't really assume that you're going to be having a support to help you out if you're going to go for a dual lane to give him free farm, because that's just a bit too tricky. We are going to see the Necrolite once again picked up for Mouzsports, that is, the Retry deciding that that's what they want to have, as the Retry now is going to be picking up the last hero for Mouzsports. There we go. It is the Skeleton King, the hero that we saw banned out in the previous game as well. And we are going to be seeing him probably in the jungle. He is a hero that can actually jungle. So that is something that Mouzsports now have, that they know they don't have to give to the Retry. So you can already count on getting your team, even though it's minor. I mean, he farms really slow, but he can jungle. It kind of means that you can get yourself some extra gold that your opponent is not getting, even though it's a little bit. Every little bit helps in this kind of setup. And we got ourselves the last pickup that Mouzsports is going to do for the Retry incoming before we go into the next phase. And of course, one thing that I didn't mention yet, but it's obvious, the Skeleton King has a stun. I know, it's obvious that he has a stun, but normally in this mode, you don't want to give away disables. And the stun from Skeleton King is quite secure. Now Antimates can dodge it, he can blink away. Phantom Lancer can't really dodge it because her jump makes, I mean, she's still there, so she's still gonna be hit by the stun, but she can be making sure that she gets away a bit safer. But it's still, you know, you have yourself a disable. That's more than your opponent can say, because they now have a disable with the Overgrowth and the Train Protector. Train Protector, of course, a hero that I have to say, again, I mean, he wasn't really of that much of an importance in the previous game, but I think he still can be of a pretty high importance, and I think he still can be playing that big role. Though he's not that great against the Husker, I have to say. At least the Living Armor isn't. The 7 instances of damage that it can take get burned away really fast if Husker uses a Flame Spear. We have a Visage getting banned out on the side of the retry. We're going to be seeing what Mouse Sports has to offer for this one. And so far, we've got ourselves a Strength and Agility heroes on the side of the retry. And as you can see, Mouse Sports still has to pick up 2 ranged heroes for the retry, and that is why we see the retry banning out those ranged intellect heroes, because they still also need an intellect hero. So at least one of them is going to be a ranged intellect, the other one is going to be at least just a range, so maybe we're going to see maybe a sniper banned out or something like that.
10 seconds remaining.
On the side of Mouse Sports, the retry have already handed out 2 ranged heroes, so they don't need to do that anymore, but they do still need to get a agility hero, so they can just ban out the agility heroes that they do not want to face. And apparently also don't want to be dealing with an Ogre Magi, even though I have to say Ogre Magi with the Husker combined is not that bad. I mean, if you got yourself a disable, you got yourself that Bloodlust. But they don't want to have it, they don't want to deal with it, and they don't have to, because they ban it out. Let's see if there's any agility heroes that they do not want to have. Last game they banned out the Ursa, which is actually a good one to be banning out now as well. Considering he is, well, one of those heroes that needs a pretty decent start. But they're taking their time. They only got 20 seconds left into their bonus time. The retry still has 50, so it still has a bit more time to think about their draft. And of course, they can also take the time that Mouse Sports is taking now. So they probably already know what ranged intellect they want to ban out next. I mean, there's not that many bad ranged intellect heroes, to be fair. And Death Prophet is definitely not bad. It has a lot of pushing potential as well. So you just want to try to ban out the ones that maybe don't have any form of disable or something, or any form of control, and hope that you are getting yourself handed one with a bit of control. And secretly, of course, everybody is hoping that Mouse Sports is going to hand the retry an Enigma. Though Enigma, I mean, you don't want to give your teammate, your opponent any disable, and then giving away Black Hole is probably a bit too much. As we have Zeus, the last ban out, coming for the retry, so they don't want to be having to play with that. Wisp is the last one. It is another strength hero. They don't ban out any agility. Quite interesting to note that. And they get themselves handed a Faceless Void, so that is going to be their hero of choice. I mean, they played with that the previous game as well, and Faceless Void is one of those heroes that is just really not that bad to have, because you give your opponent team a Chronosphere. I mean, even if you don't get that much farm, at least when you're level 6 you're going to be able to play a big role, and you're going to be having that Chronosphere. I need to take some water a second. Okay.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
There we go. Killings picked up, so they only need a ranged intellect jet on the side of, or Mouse Sports have to pick that for the retry. It is the retry's turn to pick for Mouse Sports now. First though, they don't need to do anything anymore, at least not anything specific. They've got themselves all 3 attributes and a ranged hero twice, so they can just pick up whatever they want to for Mouse Sports, and they can just, well, hopefully for them, pick them something that doesn't have any disable. Though I have to say, I mean, you have got, of course, that Chronosphere, but there's nothing really that really combines well with that Chronosphere. And apparently my voice doesn't want to be getting normal again. Wait a second.
10 seconds remaining.
Wow.
Phantom Lancer.
Phantom Lancer.
Mouse Sports turn to pick.
We saw Phantom Lancer in the previous game, of course. And the Phantom Lancer without farm and levels doesn't do that much. So I think it's a really good pick from the retry. Let's see the last pick that Mouse Sports is going to do for the retry. I mean, they just gave them an invisibility hero that can actually get his farm up
10 seconds
fairly decently.
remaining.
Though if you look at the lineup of Mouse Sports, who is he
5
really gonna be able
seconds
to pick off?
remaining.
Not that many heroes. And Husker will be able to turn around against him if he burns his HP quickly. Necrolite is going to be able to sustain himself with the HP that he gets, of course, from the pulse, and can hold him in place with the Reaper's Scythe if
10
needed.
seconds
Skeleton King, Fatal's
remaining.
Void, both heroes you can't really burst down quickly. Only Phantom Lancer perhaps, but he's got a
5
double
seconds
walk, so he should of
remaining.
course also be safe.
Templar
And they're going to be giving
Assassin.
away the Templar Assassin as the last one, and that misses an intellect hero. I think that Mouse Sports didn't really check the rules. And that is going to be bad. No int hero. And the PGG is disconnected. And yeah, well, that is interesting. Well, like I said earlier, I mean, I'm one of those people that likes to keep the draft in the flood, especially in Reversed Captainsmode, because it's just all the more interesting. And therefore, hereby, people from the VOD, you're gonna have to live through this remake. As we're just gonna wait and see what the admin is gonna rule. Probably the TA pick is gonna be reversed, though I don't think that's a bad thing, though. TA is a pretty solid hero to have. He can just snowball out of control. If he gets a good mid lane, he gets a good game and he can win the game for him. They can choose the last hero only, right? Just need int. Yep. That is correct. Apparently it was a random. You can't random, it has to be int. Type now the int hero and go AP mode. That's actually a pretty good job if you do that. Otherwise you don't really well, you kind of have to run through the entire captain's draft. It's not really good. But anyways, we're gonna be seeing how it's gonna go and which intellect hero Black is gonna pick up for his opponents, as he hasn't said anything yet, which is quite surprising. New hero is Keeper of the Light. What? Keeper of the Light is a pretty good hero to give away. Maybe they give away because, like I said, I mean, they don't really have that many squishy heroes. Well, we'll be seeing it. It is indeed all pick mode. Means that the next game we'll have is gonna be having to have a remake again, probably. Nah, I think this time Ham Sandwich will know what to do. Anyways, Keeper of the Light. I mean, okay, you have got yourself Faceless Void. He's pretty decent against Keeper of the Light because you can backtrack that if you're lucky. Skeleton King, though, early in the game, not too good. Phantom Lancer against the Keeper of Light, Keeper of Light against the Phantom Lancer is very strong. Phantom Lancer needs that levels to sustain himself and needs that farm, and he's probably not going to get that much, though. With the Necrolite there, he might be able to get enough if they also get a fast pipe up or something. They need an int range, yeah. It's going to be the Keeper of the Light, and there's going to be the last one. There we go. 9 seconds before we jump ourselves completely into the drafting into the game, so we can see who is going to be playing what and how they're going to run this. Keeper of Light also very strong against the Huskar, by the way, because you can just burst away that last bit of HP before he, as in Huskar, is
Prepare for battle.
if a Huskar is super strong when he is not got that much HP left, illuminate over the top and bam, he's dead. Anyway, let's see what we're going to be doing with this, how people are going to be running their lanes. We've got again Fada playing the Necrolite, Koikfa this time on the Phantom Lancer, so he is going to be taking the farm. on an aggressive top lane, probably again, with Black farming on the bottom lane, playing the Faces Void. We've got Pass on the Skeleton King, support Skeleton King, not really that surprising. Nino, though, on the support Huskar. I don't really know how this is going to be working out, because, like I said, Huskar is one of those suicide heroes. His utility is not really there apart from the heal, so he'll probably try to skill that one up most, unless I think he can still get some farm and get something going. But if he doesn't get that good start, normally he'll fall behind so fast that you don't really want to use him for those life breaks or burning spears, because it just burns away too much HP. Patch. Awkward. Anyways. We got ourselves, of course, the Retry on the Dire side, and they are also going to be running an aggressive trial lane. We're going to be having Shorty Laz, he's going to be on the Phantom Assassin, he's going to be supported by Keeper of Light and a Treant Protector. Treant Protector going to be played by Jerry Goss Ramones again, and we're going to be seeing El Pride's Hakon playing the Keeper of Light all on the bottom lane on an aggressive trial lane. Aizen, of course, the famous old school player, I believe he's German. But he's going to be playing the Clinks in this mid lane, should be doing okay, especially up against that Light. He can harass him quite heavily. And on the top lane, it is PGG farming as the anti-mage, and he's going to be up against a solo Huskar. Wait a second, Koikfire in some trouble. Leech Seed is going to be there. A spell that is normally skipped this early on by the Treant Protector, but because you have a Keeper of Light, you can do that. The salve goes off, actually. Koifa gonna double walk himself into safety, forced to pick that one up while Black is farming here. So it looks like we are going to be seeing Koifa just trying to get maybe a bit of experience of farming the jungle and having a smoke, maybe trying to gank something. Perhaps. I'm not really sure how that will work out, but we'll find that out, as we do have Past coming back inside that jungle. Has got himself the stun, of course. I mean, he is the one that is the most logical one to have at that support, to just have the stun at the ready, maybe go for Hakon or something like that. If there's, I mean, now they know that there's Leech Seed at level 1 of the Treant Protector, so they know that there's no living armor, and they can actually try to get themselves a kill going. In the meantime, PGG will have a tough time on the top lane. If this is going to be continuing to be solo, Nino is going to be getting those levels. He actually picked up boots first just to be a bit more safe, but he is going to be able to get those levels, and that is so needed for a Huskar. Wow. Voice, stick with me, thank you. So, in the meantime, this middle lane is probably going to be fairly even. I don't think anybody should be dying. If we're going to be seeing a first blood, it should probably be on this bottom lane. And I say should, because of course with this kind of modes, I mean, everybody is playing on heroes that they normally don't play for competitive Dota, and they might be a bit too aggressive with them, too confident with them than they normally are, so they are going to be having the first blood for PGG. There we go. That is going to be a nice one to have for PGG, and it looks like he didn't even need to use that much for it, just harassment and the fire arrows from Huskar, of course, helping out, but PGG getting the first blood there on his anti-mage, making a big difference there for the retry. In the meantime, though, the aggressive trial not really working out that well. Apart from that, Black is not really getting that much last hits, I was gonna say, but he still gets more than Last Shorty, and almost actually gets the same amount as the mid laner on the side of Mouse Sports. It is Farah that's getting at 10 for 2 so far, with now Aizen getting 10 for 1 as well, picking himself up to speed. No. So, Lances, pass, trouble, Lances stun, but Illuminate will fly, one more hit needed, and that is gonna be the tree with this massive right click damage. Picking him off, and of course, I mean, the tree is, I think he's got the highest attack damage at level 1 of all the heroes. I mean, it's really insane, and even for a hero that has actually 3 armor, still to be bursted down that hard, it's quite painful to see, as we have the Nino looking for life, I guess, and that is something that he is gonna be having trouble finding, because he doesn't have any regen, and PGG, I don't think he's gonna stop. He actually might be blinking forward to try and go for a kill. PGG, one more hit needed. He can dive this tower, the living armor helping him out. He can blink himself away in 3 seconds, and he should be able to do just that in just a moment. There he goes. He is fine, and I mean, we know PGG to be a pretty ballsy player. He's one of those high risk, high reward players. In this kind of role, in this kind of mode, it's working out great for him now on his anti-mages, because he can just do that. And of course also, if you have a Treant Protector on your side, you can actually risk a lot, because you are going to get healed up. you're gonna be able to be immune to damage about-ish. Not really
Under attack.
specifically, but it's definitely nice to have. He's now level 6, he's got himself 2 kills. And PGG pulling up ahead. The Nino now died 2 times, sorry, is now level 3. And PGG is level 6, so he thinks, you know, why not? Might actually be able to dive this with another living armor, but isn't gonna be going back to farming instead. In the meantime, Aizen gonna be going back to the mid lane. He is 17 for 3, sitting on 19 for 4 for Fada, so only a slight difference. Haste actually activated by Fada, as he has got his bottle almost empty again. Gonna be lending a pulse to Aizen just because he needed to heal up anyway. In the meantime, on the top lane, looks like we're gonna have some help for the Nino pass, eating his way through the trees. Might be going for a stun. PGG though, having himself some tranquil boots and might try to go for something. You're gonna meet him on the bottom lane. Also action going on Black, in a lot of trouble as he gets a dagger in the face again. Here comes Ramones, maybe trying to land a leech from the side. Black though, he is gonna just be surprised by the tree. There we go, time walk. Oh! No leechy, the dagger will not be enough. 9 HP, Black staying alive. His tranquil boots on cooldown, they're diving this, they can get the kill, they should be able to get the kill unless the dive is good enough. Koifa coming in to save the day. Ramon is gonna be locked inside with the creeps, is gonna be going down. There we go, Koifa picking it up, another lance hitting, but Black still alive. Time walk still. It is sure that jumps himself to a teammate, but the kill still goes to Mouz Sports, their first kill of the game. In the meantime, on the top lane, actually we had another death. Who died again? It was the Skeleton King that died in the top lane. Am I saying that properly? No, he died in the bottom lane. Treant Protector killed him off. Did I see that? I think I did. Confusion all around. 3 for 1 is the score. Mouz Sports getting themselves the first kill of the game. Purely due to overextension from the retry though. In the meantime, it is PGG gonna go for Oscar once again. Mana Void helping out. Pass no longer having mana for a stun, getting burned out. I mean, that's something that you have to be worried about. I mean, not only is Antimate's gonna burn your mana away for the stun, but also if he indeed kills you off, you don't have mana to ank, and that is gonna be quite a difficult thing for him to deal with. As Koifa picks himself up a regen rune nicely for him. As in the meantime, looks like we're gonna see Black in some trouble. Black level 5, no Chronosphere just yet. Bashes because he can on the Treant Protector, but he can heal himself up, so it's all good. Black though, 20 for 3 on the last hits. We have got him on highest of net worth. Gets himself a last, still has the time walk. They are gonna be, well, they're not even gonna try to chase. They know that he can get away anyway, so why even try? Nino has to be so careful here. And PGG just having the time of his life. Wow. Did I really say that? I actually thought that Faceless Void was, well, for a second there I thought Black was anti-mage. Because I'm so used to seeing Black as an anti-mage. This Black is actually going to be having to time walk away. Ooh, for the Illuminate. But Faceless Void is not highest up on net worth. Obviously, you can see anti-mage that because he's got 3 kills to his name. No, a real surprise. And his Faceless Void that is actually second highest for his team. And this Father that is highest for Mouz Sports. Wow, I'm really noticing my lack of food right here. Apologize for that. But doesn't matter. Because, well, you see the real deal anyway. Like, you know what I mean. That's all that matters, right? Yeah. He's in trouble. Here comes Pass as well. Gonna be going for the dust. Gonna be going for the stun. And there he goes. Is it enough damage to take him down? Yes, it is. With the... Oh, I was gonna say... Yeah, with the Reaper Scythe, it is indeed enough damage. In the meantime, Tree and Horsey Guy came to try and find a kill upon Koifa and might actually be able to do that. Coming in right now, there is a Sanctuary placed down. Leech Sheet will help out. No vision. Ooh, Illuminate is gonna be hitting, but they are not gonna chase. That Leech Sheet might have been able to grant them the kill, but they're not gonna dive it, and they don't really want to risk it. I mean, they can't really walk too far away from the Sentry Ward anyway, because otherwise the double walk would have still been there. In the meantime, that is level 6 up on the Faceless Void, so he can go for a Chronosphere. Oh my god. No, that's only 2 of them in there. Sorry, anti-mage skills of Huskar again. I can really... Are you surprised? I'm not. PGG is just having the time of his life. 1700 gold for him in his inventory. Kind of curious to see what he's going to go for. I mean, of course your typical build is going to be the one to... the one where you see the Battle Fury, etc. But this is a kind of a different kind of paced game. Do you really want to go for the late game build if you know that you're up against a Faceless Void that is also farming and still a Phantom Dancer? Even though he's not farming that much, he is still farming a bit. As we have got Faceless Void going down there. That was actually the first time that he went down Didn't use his Chronosphere, probably didn't have enough mana, and is gonna be taken down by 2 level 4 supports and now a level 6 Phantom Lancer, who has of course got that luck factor built in for her. If she gets lucky with the crits, then she will be able to do okay. If she doesn't get lucky, she's probably a bit crappy, but for now, happy times. Black comes back though, and could actually be trying to go for something here. If he gets a lucky bash, he can just go for a Chronosphere. Illuminate will still be there, and of course also the living armor will be there up on La Shorty. It might be enough to help him out, but he might be able to get a kill instead. In the meantime, we have Koifa running away from the tree. We have a dive going on the middle tower with from the sidelines Pus coming in. There's another dust. There was another dust. Stun hits, and that's gonna be another kill. Same story as before. Didn't even need to use the Reaper Scythe, but you know, why not? In the meantime, bottom lane Chronosphere helps out, but Black still going down to the last hit of Hakon. And the tree keeping himself up with the living armor. And that is gonna be Dagger slowing down Quakefa, but it is Shorty that will be able to get himself away. And just fine. In the meantime, though, tier 1 tower middle lane goes down. We have the gold graph fairly even, experience graph fairly even. And I have to say, even though I know Anti-Mage is getting quite out of control in the top lane, he actually brought drums, by the way. I think this game is still fairly even, purely because Black, even though he's not the highest farmer of the pool, he is still one of those heroes that can make that huge amount of difference. If the game lasts long enough, he will be winning the game for his team. Because in theory, Faceless Void outcarries an Anti-Mage purely for his Chronosphere. There's nothing you can do against a Chronosphere. And you just have to be patient and live it through, and be tanky enough to live it through. Now, of course, that's gonna be Trade Protector going down. Huskar! Huskar! You got a kill! Nicely done! Yay! Necrolite going down on the top lane in the meantime. It is PGG that's trying to get some revenge pass. He's gonna be burned away from all his mana. He's level 5, by the way. Doesn't have an Ankh just yet. But they got the kill on the Necrolite. That's probably one of the more important kills that you can get next to Black. But nicely done. Huskar, though, getting himself his first kill of the game. Now for 1, 5 for 0. Yay. But that's actually quite important that he is going to be able to be a bit more. I mean, he's still got the levels on the top lane, of course. Not as fast as he would have hoped to get it, but levels nonetheless. So he's level 7, and if you compare that to the Anti-Mage, I mean, Anti-Mage level 11, you can't really compare that, I guess. Wait a second, Pass is in trouble, gets a dagger to the face. He's in hanging around there, but here comes the support from Mouse Sports, and they actually get themselves away in time. What was I saying? I was probably saying some nonsense. I was saying some different nonsense instead. Ramona's Living Seed. Black though, he has got the Chrono. And it looks to be going for Ramona's. If he gets that Living Seed off there, he might want to go for that, but it's quite risky to do that next to a tier 1 tower where your enemy support can come in at any time. Here comes Shorty, there goes a dagger. Time Walk now, Black, or regret it for the rest of your life. Time Walk, there he goes. Is it gonna be enough though? I don't think so. There's no Living Seed anymore, and here comes actually Nino going for a life break, but does he really want to give his life for Scary? Yes he does. Yes he does, but blink forward Shorty, we need only 1 crit. And no backtracks. Backtracks are of course not good. There goes the tree still going down. Illuminate flies through, doesn't kill off that Black though, as Black is still trying to juke Shorty as Huskar still goes down. Anti-Mage coming in, and now all of a sudden Black by himself lands a Chronosphere. Maybe gonna try to do something to Shorty, but hello PGG, and man, avoid him to death. And that is 2 for 1. Tree gave him his life for the life of the Faceless Void and the Huskar. Good trade. Good trade indeed. And we are going to be seeing a push on the top lane as Mouse Sports try to get the control over the map. They already got the tier 1 tower on the middle lane. Now that PGG has left the top lane, they might as well try to go for the tier 1 tower here as well, as that would also give them some extra gold. And they kind of need that gold to get that, get those core items up. I mean, that's even more important in this kind of mode, where you don't normally get that much gold on the lane, because lanes are awkward. You don't really have good lane compositions. PGG apparently doesn't care about lane compositions and care about lanes being tough. He just goes for the tower and is actually forced to blink away. Gonna allow the tower to get denied actually with that one, as he's not even gonna try to come back for the last hit. Knowing PGG, actually, if that tower would have stood for a bit longer, he probably would have tried, but he doesn't try. Blinks himself away. 2,300 gold in his inventory. I mean, last hit or not, tower still goes down, you still get some gold, some map control. More importantly, the Radiant jungle right now seems to be also a bit of a farming ground now also for the retry with that tier 1 tower on the bottom lane gone. Aizen gonna not get stunned because the dust was too late. And they can't really chase him down, he's just way too fast in that shadow walk. In the meantime, Klings picks himself up a double damage rune. This is dangerous, he can't just pick someone off. Just needs to find someone. He doesn't have any farm though, just so you know. Doesn't really have that much farm anyway. In the meantime, we've got ourselves Black is in trouble, doesn't have himself a chronosphere for another 12 seconds. With the stick charges, he might be able to get them. Actually, no, he's dead. There we go. Kling's picking up the kill. In the meantime, Husker in the middle lane together with the Skeleton King pick up the Phantom Assassin, but we see Fada running for his life as PGG is just trying to block a bit. There goes the leech seed, slowing him down. No more mana for Fada, no more burning for Fada. Overgrowth actually misses, doesn't matter. Mana Void's still going to be there. Illuminate's going to miss. Look at this tanky hero! He is a quite happy Fada, I would guess. Quite happy indeed. Aizen with a double damage rune still can try to help kill off the tier 2. But they're not gonna try. They're not gonna try. They still got the Phantom Assassin, of course, in the mid lane on the side of Mouse Sports, which is nice. But this hero... I think that Black might be regretting giving away an anti-mage. Because anti-mage is, at this point, pretty damn farmed. Though we just saw him going up against an Equalite, who is the highest farmer on the side of Mouse Sports. And they of course, they still have a chance. They definitely still have a chance. But it looks like the retry wants to capitalize on their advantages right now. Going for a 5-man push. They are not ahead in gold, though. That is on the side of Mouse Sports. But that's also because the towers are 1 tower ahead. Oh, Chronosphere hits on 4! And Aizen gonna be the first one, but Black lacking farm, not having the attack speed or damage to do anything with that Chronosphere. Here comes the Reaper side, not enough to pick up Shorty, and he jumps himself to Hakon. Nice eye for Overgrowth, it's on all of them. Illuminate flying through, PGG in trouble though, can't blink himself away. Nino, who going one-on-one with Aizen. Aizen actually gonna be going down for that one. There we go, Black getting the last hit for that, and the rest of the retry running away from this mess. They lost their anti-mage. It went well for them considering they got 4-man chrono, and it went bad for them considering after they got 4-man chrono, they actually got themselves great Overgrowth, they've got themselves a great Illuminate, and then they lost their anti-mage, which is pretty damn big, and they only got a Husker in return who kind of got nothing on that top lane, as we see Trey Protector also going down, but that was really not really much of a surprise. The mobility of Mouse is of course also quite high, just like the retry's mobility of course, with the blinks and the... Well, the blinks and the, that guy. Phantom Strike, son. Ooh, keep off the light. I think you're dead. Yeah, I think you're dead. Quite heavily. Another dagger, but this is the guy that you can't really dagger because, well, you can, but he is the most tanky hero on the side of Mouse Sports. It looks like PGG wants to give it a go. Here we go. He is, of course, in range for that stun, and it's actually Skeleton King that doesn't even want to try to bait something out, and they back off. And that is actually no more stun. Nicely done for PGG. But they can't go in. Again, they do force pass all the way back though. That is going to be something in the meantime. It is Quakefire that is farming some on the top lane. I mean, it's still a Phantom Lancer. Right? He can still do Phantom Lancer things even though he doesn't really have the farm. He does have drums now as the PGG. They're going for that Mount Style by the looks of it after the drums that he had. And with that death actually that he had, look at the difference in net worth that it makes. It is pretty big now. As in, he was on par earlier on with Fada, but all of a sudden he is like 1.5k behind. And that's a pretty big difference, a pretty steep difference I would say. As we've got Fada picking up a Ghost Scepter, the one thing you can do if you know that you're up against the Phantom Assassin as well as the Anti-Mage, and the Clinks helps also. I mean, he can still attack if he actually clicks attacks with his W, but his auto attacks are disrupted, so still quite nice to have. Still gonna make you extra vulnerable for the Illuminate though if you do pop it at the wrong time. Because I was kind of expecting him to go for a pipe instead. We're gonna have Husker still going for a Shadow Blade, interestingly enough. And level-wise on the heroes, let's take a look at that for a second. Wow, look at that. The retry. There are 2 supports, Trey and Protector, and the Keeper of Light, both level 7. And if you look at the 2 heroes that were meant to be the supports for Mouse Sports, which was the Skeleton King, level 8, so still quite low. But then the Phantom Lancer actually was the other semi-support. He's doing really well for himself on levels as well as on farm. And they're gonna be picking up the last tier 1 tower here. Illuminate's still gonna fly through. Gonna be doing a bit of damage there and is actually gonna be helping the Nino doing more damage. Oh, there's a stun. It's up on the Phantom Assassin. Chronosphere, it's up on 2. There's a life break as well helping out. Illuminate flying through, not doing that much. Overgrowth though, that does do a lot. The stun is still there. Keeping Ramonas in place while Black and Past try to kill him off, and it's actually Necrolite that picks him up. In the meantime, Keeper of Light running for his life, landed a couple of Illuminates. But now has to back off, gets a lance in the face. Drums being used, they really want to pick him off. They don't have the damage though. Not enough damage. Oh, do you really? Yeah, well, they do have enough damage. There we go, Koikfa diving for that one, diving and getting the kill. In the meantime, of course, it was PGG that wasn't there in the fight at all. He was on the top lane. And he is now gonna come in, and I am not sure if that's the right thing to do. Because he doesn't have his team to help him out. But he knows that the Chronosphere is on cooldown. There's still a stun up on Pasto, and there's no mana up on the Phantom Lancer. I'm not sure if you really want to do this. He's gonna get help from the Phantom Assassin who's gonna come in. And also we have the Clinks coming in. The tower still goes down, but they really want to fight this tree coming in as well. They see PGG. They will try to go for a stun, probably, but he can of course blink to dodge it. And we see Pass trying to bait it out, can't really do it. Lances are gonna hit. The leech sheet as well. And that is gonna be still the stun up on PGG. And though the Nino is gonna pay for that life break that he did, Pass is gonna die straightly after as well. 2 pickups. And that is gonna be Pass still going down again. At least buy some time for his teammates to get away. And that was just sign that he died way too fast for PGG to get some attacks in to burn away the mana that he needed for that Ankh. Well, we have got the gold going towards the 6-ish K favor of Mouse Sports. Experience though, I mean the difference in gold of experience kind of means nothing in this kind of game. It just all comes down to captaining. As Black is gonna find himself a bit of trouble, is gonna get mana leaked, gonna get stunned by it, and gonna be going down. PGG picking it up. And Maya is gonna go for the Aegis as well. Roshan on the menu. Let's take a look at some of the items and see what these people have been building. We already saw Keeper of Light, Hakon going for that mechanism. Just needs the recipe though, but it's almost there with this Roshan going down. He should be having it about-ish. A Phantom Assassin picked her stuff up, the Helm of the Dominator. I mean, you can't really expect too much from a Phantom Assassin in this game, I think. I mean, she didn't get that much farm. She's not doing bad, but a Phantom Assassin normally just needs a lot of time. And for now, she's doing okay-ish, but she's not doing amazingly well. Roshan is gonna be abandoned by the retry and be taken over by Mouse Sports. Well, nobody of the retry is trying to do anything about it. And I'm not even sure if they know that this is going on. Illuminate will actually scout it out. Black taking a lot of damage from there, but has got the Mask of Madness to help out, getting himself some life back with his attacks. In the meantime, Nino looking for Hakon, gonna actually life break that. Is he gonna be able to get the kill? It's a question. I think he is. There we go, the Nino! Nicely done. He has a Shadow Blade making it work for him, and more importantly, after having an horrific top lane, he actually gets himself another kill and gets himself a bit of extra gold that's definitely needed for him. We've got the Necrolite with the Ghost Scepter picked herself up an Open Orb as well. Might want to go for that Disable for the Hex, just to make sure they have something against that Anti-Mage should he be becoming too big to deal with. Black Hand of Midas is the only thing so far, and I mean, it is a good choice. Because as we just saw, he got a brilliant chrono, but it just didn't do anything while the chrono was there. He needs a bit more attack speed. He gets it too. He has to be careful not to take too much damage there, as Black is gonna be getting attacked there by Azen, who's having himself the Orchid complete. Black doesn't die from the burn damage, unfortunately for Azen. The dust goes off. They're trying to find some targets. Can't find any though. Azen actually not even getting hit by the dust. Life break up on the Terrain Protector. Gonna be healing himself. Illuminate continuously flying through. Mouse Sports looking to be walking up to the high ground, perhaps, if they're lucky. I don't think they should try this though. You're still gonna take damage, Nino. Well, heal actually. It was his own teammate thing. So, 1200 gold upon Black. We have got the Diffusal Blade up on the Phantom Lancer, and quite far he is going to be getting the farm on the bottom lane. Wait a second, it is going to be the retry coming in. A 4 mouse for dust goes off, stun hits upon Ace, and Black getting silenced up. Trying to help out, but PGG, he doesn't really want to go in, knowing that the Chronosphere is on cooldown. They chase down Pass instead, knowing that he is now left alone to his devices. Stun is still going to be there, but Pass is still going to be burnt down by Ace, and then actually the PA comes in, but just slightly too late. Dagger hits, it is going to be... Oh! Well... So you thought a Ghost Scepter would help you being safe from Anti-Mage's right clicks. It does. Keep you safe from Anti-Mage's right clicks, but
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That was also the Radiant's Courier, PGG doing that one, but that was an immensely painful mana void. And he was almost out of mana as well, so that was just an amazing amount of damage going through. I'm kind of curious to see what we're going to see Phantom Assassin build. I mean, she's one of those heroes that requires, of course, luck. But I think she still needs a bit of mana. Let's see if Aizen can get... I don't think Aizen can get this. Ooh. No, he can't. Not even with help of PGG. It was too much. Nino going invisible. Looking for a target. From the sidelines though, here comes the Atraean Protector. Gonna go for the Overgrowth. It's upon 2. Where's his team? Here comes PGG though. Goes a 4 and Fada first. Mana Void should be there, but is not there. It's still on cooldown for another 2 seconds. The Nino coming in. Going up on PGG. There's the Mana Void. That's the kill that they needed. PGG getting stunned up though. Getting killed off. And that's not worth it. Not worth it at all. Because as this game lasts longer, this guy will be... Yeah, will be the Phantom Lancer. And faces Void then also. And of course, I mean, you have 2 carries on the other side as well. Two fairly hard carries. Phantom Assassin is quite decent, as well as the Anti-Mage. But overall, on both accounts, like, doesn't matter how you compare it, Phantom Lancer and Faces Void are gonna outcarry Anti-Mage and Phantom Assassin. Unless you captain it properly. Unless your decisions are superb compared to your opponent's decisions. And that's what it's gonna come down to. Roshan decisions, for example. Teamfight decisions. When you can go in, when you cannot go in. But I guess that's the story of each game. Doesn't even matter if it's Reversed Captainsmode or not. Looks like the Nido might still want to go for the armlet. Gonna be finding himself a haste rune. Oh, can he do this? I don't think he can. Well, he doesn't even know what's going on. Going for the tree. Maybe he can do that. Going to life break. And PGG Overgrowth. Ramona still goes down, but Huskar, what you doing? That was a worthy trade for the retry. PGG coming in to snipe the kill off. Actually, yeah, he did. And more importantly, as you can see, Anti-Mage killed off Huskar before Huskar killed off the tree. So the tree actually got a bit of experience from that kill as well. And that's gonna be Black getting silenced up. PGG coming in. I mean, I didn't even say Aizen when I called carries. I mean, Klinks is not really... He is a carry hero, but he's not really that hard carry that later on in the game, super late game, is gonna be out carrying something else. He is one of those heroes that can just be, yeah, killing off heroes all over the map by himself. And he should be able to do that with every single hero later on in the game. For now, he can only do it with the more squishier heroes, which is something that Mouse doesn't have too many of. But he can definitely play a big role in this game, of course, still. Especially with that Orchid, just silencing up. Be that the Phantom Lancer so he can't double walk, or be that Black so he can't time walk, or a Chronosphere, or anything, basically. It is definitely a huge help, and those kind of items are gonna be more important because you couldn't pick your own heroes, so you don't really have that much disable, so you have to buy your disable. Armlet now ready up on Last Shorty as well. Actually, it already was ready quite a while ago, I remember. We have the sheep stick up, that's the one that I was talking about. If you can't get disables from your team, you buy them and you get them yourselves. Fada having his hex complete, and they're gonna try to go for the top lane. They've got everything up, everything going for them. Phantom Lancer, they're going for a Mountain Style still as well. Illuminate will still fly through. trying to help out, but the mechanism will heal up the creeps that remain, and it's actually Train Protector that's gonna try to go in for the overgrowth. Gets a lance in the face though, has to be careful not to get picked off before the fight even starts. And this is just some free damage onto the tower, more TPs coming in, PGG. Also has to show that he can also be patient rather than just running in. Oh, look at that, one stun! One crit was all that it took from Black to be down to a full HP. PGG doesn't have that much patience, just goes in and gets himself killed off, or is he? Yes, he is! He is gonna be going almost down. Where did he go to? Where did he go to? 21 HP, jeez. He was able to stay alive. Very clutch play there. Aizen gonna be running away for his life. Faceless Void still, of course, went down. Aizen's gonna be healed up by the tree, and it's gonna be just fine. Mousepurs, though, they're not backing off, even without Black there. They still want to go for this, and PGG can just get back here any moment. I can't believe he actually got himself out of there. That was such clutch play. Like, I was gonna say, he has to be patient. It's something that PGG is not really known for. Let's see if there's a mana void. No, it's not in time. PGG is not known for patience. He is known for just running in head first and go all Rambo mode. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. In this game, it kind of has been working out due to the good start he had. But I can't believe it actually worked out right in that situation where he could just walk in to 5 heroes, stand there and hit things for a while, and then blink himself away on 21 HP. Imagine what he could do if he actually had some more items in his inventory. What I mentioned about Kling's not being a late carry is he is a late carry, but not in the same caliber of an anti-mage or a Phantom Lance or a Faceless Void. There you go, chat. Are you happy now? I hope you are. Dust being used. Koipa. Trouble. Mana leak. Running for his life. Seems to be quite tanky though, but that's not gonna be enough. Illusions might still be able to pick up Aizen, but Aizen is invisible with the haste rune. Overgrowth gonna stop Vada, but Chronosphere from Black also picks up PGG and now realizes that on PGG he is popping the Mata style, blinks himself away, and Black completely out of mana, can't do anything but just stand there and try to do as much damage as he can. Surely is not gonna get the Illuminate though, picks up Black once again. Nicely done by Akon, getting himself that kill, and of course, well, I guess not really saving his teammate, but still getting that exchange to be an exchange rather than anything else. I haven't seen the Hex making that big of a difference just yet, unfortunately for Fada. And so far the retry, I mean this game it feels still very even. It's because it is very even. Still gold ahead in favor of Mousepurs. Still 2 towers that were meant to be taken down for the retry, though. That's going to be some extra gold going their way when they actually do go down. But look at this, I mean, experience got very even. This is Reversed Captainsmode. They didn't pick these heroes, but the fact that if you try to pick the worst of the worst for your enemy, and you can still have yourself a game where it is a very balanced game, kind of makes me love Dota 2 even more than I already do. This is possible. All heroes have got this one strength in them that the teams can try to utilize. And of course, I mean, the later the game goes, the more you have of those carries, right? I mean, it's still Phantom Lancer, it's still Chronospheres, Anti-Mage, Phantom Assassin, and Klinks. Can they actually withstand that is the question. All single target, the only AoE they have is the Illuminate and the Overgrowth, basically. So they get the Aegis, PGG. This time doesn't have to be afraid to well, to having to back out at 21 HP. Mechanism already on cooldown now for Mousepurs. They're gonna go again. It feels like they're really trying to push this, and the downside is you can't really, okay, he just blows his Aegis there, and Aizen coming in from the back also. This is not really something that the retry really wanted to have. Overgrowth locks down Quakefather. Can they get him? In the meantime, Nino goes down on the back end of things. This fight is spread in 2 locations. Quakefather's gonna be able to stay alive. In the meantime, we see Black looking for Aizen. The stun is there, and Aizen will be picked off. There we go. PGG trying to do something. In the meantime, he's 3 versus 1 here. Can't get a kill, gets bashed, and now is forced to blink himself away into the tree line, where he can't get out, but he's actually not visible. Now he blinks. The Phantom Lancer still was able to pick off the tree and protector, dove him to the base, and also is going to be able to pick up the Keeper of the Light. I mean, that Aegis was just thrown away right there. Or at least that's what it felt like to me. Still the buybacks are there. Tower in some trouble. Can they push this back? No Illuminate anymore, and of course the sustainability that Fada brings with his hero, with the Necrolite, is still definitely there. PGG coming back though. Fortification trying to help out. Still have 4 heroes here from Mouse Sports. Ramon, as he just bought back, goes down again. PGG coming in, I'm not sure why, but he is taking a lot of damage. Force of Link away again. Well, actually PGG of course didn't die. Almost forgot that tower still goes down. And all of a sudden there's no slow push anymore, it's just a full-on push. Like a woman in labor wanting to get that tower down. They get the tower, they get the melee Rex. Gonna get the ranged Rex as well, and now probably will be going back unless they think they can take this fight, but I don't think they should be wanting to pass. Trouble. Gonna get out of mana, mana void to take him down. Fada running for his life. Illuminate will fly. Fada, what you doing there? Gonna be popping his Ghost Scepter, gonna just be able to stay alive, getting silenced up. Koifa coming back in as well. PGG getting hexed up. The block is there though, and it's actually Shorty still goes down by Fada's Reaper of Scythe, but he is gonna be paying for that. Sticking around for too long, not gonna be worth it. And he buys back, because he can. Because he can. I mean, right now, it is Mouse Sports that is definitely, definitely in favor, I'd say, with those racks down. And I mean, the retry has been getting kills. I mean, it's 25 for 26, right? It's looking good on the kill score in favor. Well, it's slightly in favor, but even for the retry. But one thing that is, of course, now going to be more important is to when you get those kills, you are gonna be. Well, you have to get something in return for those kills. And the retry hasn't gotten anything in return for a while. They've got the well, okay, let me rephrase that. The retry hasn't got anything for a while that they actually were able to put to good use. So they got the Aegis. That is something that you get in return for a good fight, and that is brilliant. But you can't afford to throw the Aegis away. Like that was awkward, and I think Mouse Sports weren't expecting that either. They were surprised to see an Antimate in the midst of all of them all of a sudden, and they could just take him down. I mean, he doesn't have a BKB. He's gonna get bashed, he's gonna get hexed, he's gonna get Reaper Scythed, if I can say it that way, but he is gonna be stunned. I mean, there's no escaping that. And of course, I mean, Mouse Sports, they got something in return for that fight. Got themselves the Rex. And when they, and earlier on, they got themselves all the towers. I mean, we still have two towers standing on the side of Mouse Sports themselves. And we do have a basher up on PGG. I mean, who wants to go for the bash himself as well. Not just having to deal with those that Void pumps out. Aizen. I mean, he just followed PGG to the grave right there. Very noble, but not really worth it. A Phantom Assassin, I mean, she is that carry hero. She's definitely a hard carry, but she is not that farmed. Not that farmed at all, and she's very far behind compared to Mouse Sports' 2 carries. Well, I say that, and I realize that Faceless Void is actually also not that farmed, but the thing is, Faceless Void brings more than just his damage. He brings bashes, and he brings the Chronosphere, and that is also something that Phantom Assassin doesn't have. I mean, her thing is getting lucky with crits, right? And she is not getting that much lucky, that lucky, and on top of that, if she is lucky, she doesn't have that much damage to pump out anyway. Doesn't have any stuns. And what can you do with that? Not that much. As Mouse Sports, of course, with that last fight, getting themselves a bit more of a goal advantage. Experience will show a bit more clearly. Slight drop, of course, as the retry did take some heroes down when Mouse Sports was on the retreat. But experience graph still around 5k in favor of Mouse Sports. And it's still 35 minutes into the game. 35 minutes is not that much. By the way, for people that are wondering what on earth they're watching and why these heroes are actually in the game together, you are watching the Reversed Captainsmode of the AtoD tournament. This is the 3rd edition that Ham Sandwich has organized. That is the organizer of the tournament. Show him some love by following him on Twitter, for example, on twitter.com/HamSandwichDota. And the games are normally casted by Toby. But unfortunately he couldn't make it today, so he'll probably be casting the rest of the matches of the season, but today you're stuck with me. Today in total there's 4 matches for the European group. There's also 2 matches for the American group, but that starts at 1 AM for you Europeans if you're there. 1 AM on the Neo Dota stream, by the way, so if you want to check that out, you can. But the 4 European matches that we have today, of course, one is already being held. It was Mouz Sports versus IC Cup. This one is, of course, Mouz Sports taking on the Retry, PGG's team, as we have seen. After this, it's going to be Mouz Sports versus Empire. Yeah, that's right, 3 Mouz Sports games in a row. And the last game of the day is Empire taking on HWA, which is the Turkish team that made it through qualifiers, made it in through qualifiers. So that is going to be the games of today. I'm not too sure about the English games, or American games, sorry. If you want to check that out, you can go to my website, SheeverGaming.com, where you see, well, depending on what time zone you're in, you'll see them at tomorrow or today. For me, for example, it's tomorrow. Because I'm in CEST time, for example. So, once again, thank you for being here. I know there's well, some critical people in the chat. I just want to make you aware that there are 2 other English streams open for this game as well. There is Epi who's casting this. He has Hamsin, which is a co-caster actually. Sorry for that. That's outside. You know, that happens. It's not a soundproof studio, unfortunately, just my living room. And the other English caster is Boberg that you just saw talking in the chat as well. So it's either JD Epi on Twitch or I think just Boberg on Twitch. Not 100% sure, but you can find that, and you can also go to my website and just click on their links because they're of course listed as English casters for these games. As we are apparently waiting for Jerry Goz Ramones to come back. 5 minutes. We are okay with that. I'm not sure if the admin is okay with that. So that's of course going to be something. And unfortunately no co-caster at the moment. I was actually checking for some, but seems to be like it's a busy day for a lot of people. And yeah, that's it. No co-caster incoming yet. Who knows? After next game, we'll find out. This is no DDoS, this is just people being, oh, 5 minutes are over? Really? He's not here, okay. As you heard me choking earlier on during the cast, I figured I might as well drink some water, right? Because I don't want to choke on the cast. I'll choke after the cast. I could actually try to tell you to joke, but I know the jokes that I tell are actually not my own. And the Comedy Central jokes, they take a while before I actually found some that are decent. I'm not gonna say good because I don't think I've told a good joke just yet. Yeah. There are some bad jokes in there. Am I gone? I'm not gone. And the game continues. What? I'm not gone. And we have a unpause from Black. A bit bad-mannered. I think Ham realized that. Wow. Okay, there's a joke. I haven't read it, so it could be awful. Here we go. So, there was a man named Joe playing baseball on his wedding day. By the way, I have not read this joke before, so it comes out awkward. The guy at the plate, baseball, hits the ball and nails Joe right in the genitals. Why is he playing baseball on his wedding day in the first place? Oh well, doesn't matter. His teammates rush him to the hospital and take him into the emergency room. As he's lying on the table, the doctor looks at him and says, "Well, that's pretty bad. I don't think there's anything I can do for that. And Joey says, oh, doctor, please. It's my wedding night. You've got to do something. The doctor says, well, you can put 2 tongue depressors around it and wrap it with a gauge tape to immobilize it. Awkward. It's English joke, so it's... yeah. Joe says, oh, thank you, doc. Just don't tell my fiancé. They get married, and later that night, Joey's lying on the bed, and his wife comes out in a sexy outfit. She unbuttons it, grabs her breast, and says, do you see these beautiful breasts? No one else has ever seen these. I've been saving them just for you. That's nothing, Joey replies, and he pulls down his pants and says, look at this! It's not even out of the box yet. Yeah, I guess that's funny if you're from America. Maybe. Oh well. Sorry for awkward joke time, but the game's on again. So I guess they're just continuing playing. Oh, don't do that. PGG, you can't take this. Someone is AFK. It is, Jerry that's AFK. This guy. It's the tree. Oh, I can't draw. That's a shame. Hello, Aizen. What you doing there? We can wait. We can always wait for the retry. Oh, isn't that cute? Well, maybe I can find another joke. That is actually a joke. Yeah. Okay. I just read a joke that's not funny. I will just not tell jokes anymore. Not during casts anyway. You heard awkward jokes from me already. So, the game. Aizen. Coming up to Fada. I'm not sure if he can actually do this. I mean, he's got his death pact on still. It's okay. He's got a strife. I mean, I think he should get back to his base, because Black is here, he can chrono him. There's no Reaper Scythe yet, though. And there's no... these are the only 2 here from Mouse Sports. It's a bad joke. I see the chat saying it's a good joke or bad joke, I don't know. I will not... A swing and a miss. I'm sorry. Oh, I suck at telling jokes. I suck at telling jokes in Dutch. I suck at telling jokes in English. It's amazing. It just happens. It happens. I mean, telling jokes is quite an art. I mean, there's no wonder that comedians can make a living off that purely because they can tell good jokes. Because not everybody can do that. Oh, and he's back. I think. Is he? Go 4 versus 4. They disconnected Fada. The only downside is that, of course, Mouse Sports can control Fada, while they cannot control, the Retry cannot control the tree. As we have the Nino trying to get away with the Shadow Blade. But he is gonna be going down. Let's see what they're giving up for that, though, in the mid lane. I mean, Mouse Sports is pushing hard. There's no fortification, and this is gonna be Rags. Here comes the TPs, but it looks like it's gonna be too late. PGG getting turned into a chicken. Piglet rather goes down very fast, and there's dots coming off from the Nino. Buyback from PGG, but the Rags already go down. Aizen turning around, running to try to go for Necrolite, but he has that Ghost Scepter. Mana Void though, immense amount of damage. Nice Chrono, picks up 3, and there goes PGG for the second time in a short period of time, going down again, as well as Vada drops, but he's not here anyway, that's okay. We're gonna be having the tree turning around and just auto attack things because he is not actually here. And he will be going down very fast, so no surprise that that happened. Shorty trying to do what he can, but he has to get lucky. He doesn't get lucky though. And that is gonna be game. PG quite upset that Mouse Sports kind of cheated them out of that one, even though Mouse Sports was looking to be ahead anyways. Comeback from passes, he had his Ankh still, Shorty in some trouble still. And he's now going to be trying to run away, as he should be able to get away, but I mean, the damage seems to be already done. Aizen tries to do something to pass, might actually be able to pick him up, and the stun is still there. Sentry as well, and that's going to be Aizen. Mechanism trying to help out, but he still goes down. Hakon not able to help out his teammate, apparently in times of dire need. We've got ourselves a throne under attack. GG being called, bad game getting called also. And it is going to be Mouse Sports that win a game in the AtoD. Blue. Oh, it's black that wasn't there. Before blue. Yeah, black that wasn't there. Kind of confused Vana and black. But anyways, it is gonna be the retry that lost their third game in the AtoD, the Reversed Captainsmode games, and we're gonna be seeing another one of these. It is gonna be Mouse Sports taking on Empire, so stick around for that. If you want to show some love to this tournament, tell Ham Sandwich on twitter.com/HamSandwichDota that you appreciate him taking the effort to organize this tournament, as well as you can always follow me on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, all under the same name of SheeverGaming, and you can check out my website for all the games of today, tomorrow, and the archives of all the games of all the casters of all the VODs in the archive on SheeverGaming.com. So stick around for another game of the Reversed Captainsmode AtoD, and we'll be having ourselves a game very shortly.